Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is Dr. Rao coming to you on my tip a day on wellness for 3 months. Right? We just finished the first week, 5 days, and then today we start the second week. Uh, Today's tip is about being compassionate or kind to people and reflecting on it at the end of the day. You know, I talked about this quite a lot in my stress programs and in my uh, burnout coaching. I kind of see it very valuable thing, but at the same time, it is done by yourself with no money spent, no expense, right? Just open up the heart and then be kind to a random person or random animal or random tree or whatever, right? That is in your, you know, in your way as you go by the day, right? So I kind of promoted this quite a while because that is something that heartfulness was seen in the cultures that I kind of went about. Even in America, I've seen a lot of people in New York. Everybody thinks New Yorkers are mean people. New Yorkers are very demanding people and all. They may appear outwardly like that, but I found a lot of heart in New York people. They were kind and they were helpful and they were really went go out of their way to show you around, to give you tips and to give you real good time, with friendliness and all that, But in Chicago also, I have seen that quite a lot. I lived in the north side of Chicago on the lake, and I've seen people come and give the piece of cake and all whatever. We were having some outdoor activity. We were sitting there and having a picnic, and I've seen people do that, different people. So, how does this random act of kindness work anyway? If you're looking like that, why should I bother about it? It's not about bother, it's about really revamping our own heartfulness, our own humanness, our own kindness, right? There's a way to do this too. So what you do is, I'm talking here reflections, compassionate reflections. What does that mean? That means you take some time after work, after you're done with the day, whatever you do at home, that's fine. But catering some time for this reflections on the compassionate things that you have done through the day, would not only help you, but also really elevates the mood of whoever you are with, right? So you kind of just sit down and say, what did I do? Whom did I really touch today with my words, with my deeds, or with my speech, whatever? You can make a compliment or a kind word, or you can help them with some chore, or you can give them something that they need very badly at that time, help, money, or some help with their work, or just being there when they're having the difficult time. All these things, you kind of reflect on them. See, at the end of the day, you reflect on them and say, what happened today? Whom did I really engage? Whom did I really extend myself to, go out of my way to do that? You don't have to feel guilty if you have not had a chance to do that. But if you had a chance to do one person or one time, that's good enough. Okay, it does provoke positivity in you, and also a feeling of niceness, a feeling of something that you have done for somebody reinforces you to do that again. Okay, there were a lot of people do that. Okay, um, so you can put a time aside and reflect on that. And if you have penchant for it, uh, keep a kindness journal. You know, people were kind to you, and you can write it down. You were kind to them, you can write it down. That's a very good way of reinforcing this kind of behavior within you, and also be kind to yourself. You know, and then you want to really reflect on what kind of feelings you had, what kind of things that you experience by yourself. You know, it could be like a uh, how it made you feel, right? And the positive emotions, associated with these acts of kindness. And then uh, after you have done, then also write down not only on the feelings but also on the acts of compassion. Acts of compassion actually defined as passion for everyone. Okay, whereas selfish behavior is passion for myself and what I do, versus passion for everybody. That's a very good thing too. So, but you can be pretty deep and also really help people too, because they may be struggling with some separation, divorce, or death, or whatever, right? And then just being there for them, just to inquiring about what is going on, what are the circumstances, and all that, without being too much intrusive. Just being there and then staying with them helps a lot. Okay, they may want to talk to you and tell you, that's fine, but just spending some time in the need of when they are feeling lonely, that is also good too. So, okay, okay. And also, you feel like when you are sitting down and reflecting on them and writing a journal, and then you share the acts and also feelings and experiences with other people. You can also look at some of the celebrations you could do, like what are the things that you have achieved or somebody has achieved, and all those small things you can celebrate. Just saying congratulations, just sharing something, a drink or something like that. Okay, so this is the tip I wanted to talk about today. Is uh, how can we be being random act of kindness to some random people or to the people we know, and then reflecting on all of them at the end of the day. So it may be one or two things that you have done, or you're too occupied with your work, or you have reached out in the social media to people, and then your words became a real good uh, relief for them, or maybe something lit up in their mind that they can carry on. And it happens all the time. Many people come here and try to coach people and help people, and lots of times they do. They may not know it, they may not receive the acknowledgement, but the people who listen to, you know me, for example, I get a lot of feedback. Even after a couple of years, they tell, "Oh, Dr. Rao, we listened to you at the time, and then that kind of helped me to change something." So uh, I have got so many times that's why I know at least some people listen, and some people it makes a difference for them. Okay, but you don't expect any of that. You just do it because you feel like doing it, and just sharing itself is giving itself is getting everything right. That opening up the heart to give, to share, and to love in that sense is very very good for any human being, right? But you don't allow that to inflate your ego. I'm such a great person, that's why I did. No, you don't allow that. All you do is be grateful that you are able to share something that made a difference in their life. Okay, that itself is reward. You know, um, when I look at these sages, really they are sages because they do everything for somebody else, and they never expect anything in return. Okay, not even compliment, not even money, not even recognition or anything, right? They just are so perfect within themselves, they don't need anything from us, right? So they come from that perfection and give out everything and still remain perfection because their cup is full. So what they share is not something that they lose. They're always full with their cup, and that love and affection overflows from them and then touches all of us, right? So that's a good example I think we can share with. um, but even if you don't have all that nobler instincts or altruism or just to give out, or if you don't have all of them also, it doesn't matter. It's not that you are a bad human being, but the only thing is understand the chemistry of random act of kindness, compassionate to people, and then reflecting on them at the end of the day, not with pride, not with, oh, see how good I am, not that, but more like a, how best I can improve this, how best I can make it more touching people and all that. And also, eventually, you will come to know the needs of the people or their desperation or their pain due to the suffering. Then you can talk to them about that if they are willing. But otherwise, just reflect on what are the things that I went through today and where I had chances where I could help somebody. And if I did not, maybe I could find out next time an opportunity to do that for them, right? Otherwise, just reflecting on that would be good enough. So uh, that is something depends upon what is the mixture of your practical so-called use utility for me or for my things versus what is that is going on in the other person's life that may be needing some kind of uh, being helpful, right? If you can balance that, or if you can really go towards giving and not expecting anything, that becomes karma yoga, where you are doing stuff, but you do it out of your heart, not out of your calculated mind of, if I do this, I'll get this. If I do this, I can have influence on this person. If you can do this, I'll have political influence. None of that, right? Then that is given out of heartfulness with no trace of uh, uh, your cleverness or your um, really shrewdness. That's the value for you and for the other people too. So how do we manage that? That's where the heartfulness of being comes. If you have that heartfulness, and you can always come out telling people about what you give, you don't have to even respond back. You just are happy to give. Okay, that's the way you look at it. Okay, hopefully that makes sense for you. And this is something of a tip, like I was talking about this. Just go and do whatever you can do in your way, out of your way during the day. But the important thing is, sit down at a particular time every day and reflect on those compassionate feelings, acts, and experiences. And that is the tip for the day 6. Okay. Uh, so, anybody wants to come and share, you are welcome to do that. So this wellness tips will go on for another 2.5 months because I wrote like 60 of them. I can go on talking about this random act of kind, the need for it, how the whole society has become like a tit for tat. You do this for me, I do this for you. From that to being human heart, being kind and considerate just out of your being rather than anything else. So there is no real calculated mind involved, more about giving heart that is involved. Okay, so these kind of these tips are going to add value to your life, I believe, because if you do one act of random act of kindness tomorrow, your stress level will go down a lot. Whatever situations we are in, if you don't have support, give support to somebody else. There was a movie song I'm very fond of. It's called "If You Have Become Supportless and You Don't Have Any Support, Go and find somebody who don't have support and give them support, and by itself you get support from your own heart and your own goodness, right? This is a famous song in Hindi that was there that I followed. Okay, um, so these tips will go on, and we will come at the same hour on weekdays, and we will share one tip a day. So we will be talking about them, and any comments, any questions, you're welcome to send me direct messages. Then I'll be able to read them and respond to them if needed. And if you want to join me with my wellness club, you can go and register with my beapal.net, and you're welcome to join that. And on a daily basis, I try to be uh, inculcating being in the present, and really nurturing our body and our energy body, and understanding some basic truths of life. So many things we do in that wellness club, right? But it starts with first getting into the physical yoga with the breathing, and focusing the mind and being in the present, and carrying that like a perfume through the day. And any questions, anything that come up in your health, in your relationships, in your work, in your mind, any questions and all that, we explore them slowly. And as you know, what kind of problems you have, and what kind of exercise you should be needing, everything is customized, so people get a lot of relief, not only physically but also psychologically and emotionally and spiritually eventually. Okay, so I put a lot into that because it pleases me. It helps me to feel I'm sharing what I know. But if you leave me alone, I'm quite in the present and not having any problems with conflicts with any memories or anything. No, in the present, I'm here and know what's happening. That is what I focus on. Okay. These days, because of enormous, enormous information that is put into our minds, and that itself becomes a problem. People uh, not focused about what they want to do because they have a lot of disturbances, a lot of interferences all the time, right? And they are planned. They want your attention. That's why people send you notifications, emails, and all that. And I know doctors are burning out because of the EMR documentation and all that. Okay, so these wellness tips are supposed to add at least a little bit to that. But if you want to explore any of these topics, you are welcome to talk to me by going to our website and see where you can make arrangements like that. Okay. Otherwise, I'm here every day, and you can come and ask me questions too. So, thank you for being here, and I'll be seeing you again tomorrow with another tape that will be day 7. Already 6 days are gone, right? The first day we talked about, let me see, I have the written down what I covered so far. I think the very, very first day we talked about gratitude. Yeah. And the first one is gratitude, and second one is breathing, deep, mindful breathing. And third one is how hydration is such an important thing, how we should be hydrating ourselves properly, not overloading water or not being dehydrated, but really hydrating ourselves properly. And then fourth day, we talked about how can we get organic food from the nature to nurture ourselves. And the fifth day, we talked about digital detox, because there's so much information is coming on us that we need to detox that. And today we talked about how can we be doing random act of kindness to people, and also at the end of the day, how can we reflect on that and really understand our situations, our emotions at the time, our acts and our reflections on that, right? And then tomorrow we will talk about what is mindful movement, okay? And this involves exercise, but then you don't have to go to a yoga studio or gym and all that. You can if you want to. I encourage you go there. But even if you are not there, how can you have movement in your day that is mindful? We're going to talk about that. That will be the seventh day. Okay. All right. Thank you for coming and listening to me. And I'll see you back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. This can go up to 1 hour, but I don't want to just to deliver a lecture here. I wanted people to engage with these topics. If you don't feel like engage, that's fine. Then the talk will be within 30 minutes. Okay. If you have any questions or if you have any related experiences to the compassionate reflections today, you could always come up and talk about it. Okay. All right. I will see you back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. Thank you.